Hey everyone. So I found this website called FreeCodeCamp, and it seems to be really nice. It has like a ton of different courses. It goes through like web design, web development, and then through databases, backend, front end, Python, certification are there. What else is there? There are pretty different courses over here. So I just started the first one over here, responsive web design certification, and I gone through the first three lessons, and it was pretty nice. So I really enjoyed it. It was really soothing. I really enjoyed the process, and so I thought I'll just maybe create a series on YouTube, basically going through the lessons over here. So it's not a speed run, but it's like a run for the specific certificates or courses. So let's see how long I can keep this up, and let's see how many certificates I can pull off from this website. Okay, so I already started the first three lessons, but I guess I can go through them again. Don't think there are any issues. Okay. So basically, you get this preview first. I think just in the beginning, I believe. So basically, this is essentially what you will get by the time like you complete this lesson, right? So you'll basically create this heading element, and then what do you have here? Paragraph element with an A tag and so on. So pictures, yeah, images, and forms over here, buttons, and text field, right? So let's get to it. So they do explain things over here, like they have steps and everything is well explained, and they even provide examples, and you can preview your code over here. So for the sake of my run, I would basically I wouldn't go like through all of those steps. I wouldn't even read them out loud. So you would do this on your own if you were going through this. But yeah, I'm just doing my run here, and for the most part, I'll probably be quiet, but I'll try to uh, showcase what I'm thinking while I'm doing it. I'm showcase my thought process while I go through this, right? Okay, so let me just get a hang of it because I probably don't remember exactly how this goes. So I'll probably read the first step here. Okay, so HTML elements have an opening and closing tag with the content. Okay, so they're explaining this, and this is the closing with a slash. And then there's the first element you learn is about h1 headers. Okay, or heading element. Okay, so example code is h1. Change the text. Okay, so this is basically at the end of the um, box here, you would actually get the challenge, right? So change the text of h1 element below from hello world to cat photo app, right? And just keep in mind that this can be case sensitive. I never verified this actually, but let's do this for example just to test it out. And watch the changes. Yeah, so you can click here or press Control Enter, and then yeah, so it's not case sensitive. Okay, so this works. But for this, I think if you go to the next challenge, this should be like yeah. So they'll actually in every step basically they'll create their own ready code or ready script for you. So whatever you write here, like this wouldn't be exactly what you wrote here. So the third step would have their own copy of what you wrote. So you can it doesn't matter. Like if you don't need to organize your spelling mistakes or if there's anything. Anyway, you can ignore this. Okay. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, I'll use h1 element, add h2 with cat photos. Okay, slash h2. Control enter, and then I can do Control enter again. Yeah, I guess I can. The P element is used to create paragraph text on the website. Why am I reading this? Okay, creates a P element underneath, below your home, and then see more cat photos in our gallery. Okay. Of course, we have to wait because I'm not a supporter. Oh my god, why do I have to wait? Okay, I'll probably support them then. Give me a moment, guys. Are we on again? Okay, think we're back. Okay, so yeah, let's uh, let's get to it. Okay, so here, for example, add a comment. Okay, so this is an example of a comment here. So add a comment above the P element with the text. So, oops. One, and then we'll have to do this to close it. And this is, oh, why? Do I have to add this without the comment? Without the, oh, strange. But then this is not, okay, doesn't make sense. I thought there would be another step to do remove h1 space. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, yes. Oh, I was reading that. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, identify the main section. The main operating before h1. Oh my god. Yalla, yalla, yalla. Okay, then step 6. The h1 element, h2 element, and the comment are indented. And okay, 2 spaces more than the main. So what do I have to do this? Okay, add an image element below. So that's okay. So basically here they're asking you to like create an image tag, but they're not assigning any image to it. So basically, this is why they mention like no image will show up in the browser because there's nothing, but you just created an image tag. So there's an image element in the code, but there is no image here. Okay. And yeah, okay, you can see those, right? Inside the existing image, add a source attribute, and then okay, so src equals, and then we have to copy this. Amazing. So we do have a photo now. Inside the image tag, you can add an alt attribute. Okay, so this is something that was useful back then when the internet was really slow. Orange cat lying on its back. So basically, like when your image is not loading yet because the internet speed was very slow back then, you would like highlight an image, or you wouldn't even need to highlight it, sorry. You would get like a broken image icon, and then like this text would be visible. So a cute orange cat lying on its back instead of the image, right? Yeah. Okay, so a tags. Add an anchor element. Okay, so that's an anchor element. That's what they call it. After the paragraph that links to. Okay, so that's. I think it was this. And then let's just copy this one. Then we have to close it as well. Okay. So where is it right now? We did not assign it to anything, so it's not clickable. I mean, the tag exists, but there is nothing to click on. Okay, so here they're asking me to add this. Why can't I just double click this? Okay, so now it's clickable because we do have text, right? Okay. 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 Turn the words cat photo is into a link by adding opening and closing anchor. Okay, what do they need here? Okay, so first of all, I have a new URL, and then they want us to tag this over here, cat photos. So let's do this, and then get back here, and then h reference, and then paste this. Okay. So now that you turn your cat photos inside the P element, you don't need the second link. Delete the entire anchor element below the P tag or P element. Okay. So basically we're removing that sentence. Okay. We're somewhere there. Okay. Add a target attribute with the value underscore blank to the anchor element of class so the link opens in a new tab. Okay. So basically, if I click this right now, it won't open in a new tab. But then if I add this target element attribute value or whatever this is, target value attribute, target blank. Hmm. Yeah. So now, with this link would bring you to another website. It works. This is a link to. Oh, okay. So okay, so they're not actually opening up another link. They're just like showing you an alert. So this is ideally like on your code, like it would actually open up another tab, but this is how they've done it over here. So basically, they have like their own JavaScript function that probably processed this click to raise an alert instead of like opening up another tab. Okay. Turn the image into a link by surrounding it with the necessary element tags. Okay. I think we can do this. Okay. Did I copy this? No, I did not. So I do, by the way, stream those. I mean, I would stream those lessons on Twitch. So feel free to subscribe or follow me on Twitch, and yeah, you can see those lessons going live. Right now, I don't have a schedule per se, but maybe we'll figure something out later. Anyway, okay. So take your H2 comment and P and the element and match them into a section element. Okay. So they want H2, right? So that's from here. Let's do this section and then just indenting those. I think with the A tag, right? Yep, section. Yep. So, yeah. It's time to add a new section. Add the second section element below the existing section. Let's do this. Come on. Okay. add a new h2 with the cat lists. Okay, okay. By the way, like when you check your code, you should actually get your completion bar over here. So mine says 100% completed because I've already done this before, but yours should be at like around what, 30% or something by now. Okay, within the second, oh sorry, I've done this already. Add an h3, and then things that's love, close it, and then we can add an unordered list underneath. Okay. So for that, I need to do this, and then I'll have to specify a list item. Okay, they did not mention that, so I'm not. I'm going too fast. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, so now they're explaining it. So you have to create a list item and then list those things over here. So that's catnip and so on. Li catnip li, and then we have laser pointer. What did I do? And then we have lasagna. Okay. And it's okay. After another list, add a new image with a source attribute value set to mhm, this, and the alt attribute is set to a slice of lasagna on a plate. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's already clear. Okay, I have this so far. The figure element represents self-contained content and will allow you to associate an image with a caption. Okay, next the image you just added with a figure element. Okay, figure. Yeah, I've never used this element before and I have no idea what it does exactly. Wait a second. So if I remove this, does it do anything? Okay, it does. So it just pushes it a bit, which probably means that it's doing something. Let's just get to the next step. They're probably going to explain it. Yes, okay. So that's a bigger caption with the what to it? Cats love lasagna. Okay. Do I have to use this? Sorry, I was just reading caption. I should have looked at the example. Mm-hmm. So we do have like a paragraph right underneath the image. Okay. So that's useful. Um, to place emphasis on a specific word or a phrase, you can use the em element. Emphasize the word love. I think that changes it to italic, italic, italic. So, yeah, okay, it does. You can see it here. Top three things. Okay, so after figure, add another h3 with this. Mhm. the code for an ordered list. Okay, it's similar to the after the second section, which lasts add an ordered list. Okay, so in an unordered list, basically you get these bullet points, but with the ordered list, you will get the numbered list, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, or something else if you can. I mean, if you want to change it, but by default it'll go for the 1, 2, 3, the numbers. Okay, treat. Month. Oh, why do I keep doing this? Yep. Why? Oh, slash. Mhm. Sorry guys, I was on a call. Okay, so where are we at? Step 28. After ordered list, add another figure element. So we'll do figure, and then we do figure here. Control enter again. Okay, so what do we have here? Inside the figure element, you just added an image. Okay, yeah. RCG. I'm hoping to complete one lesson at least. What is this? More cats. Okay, amazing. To improve accessibility. Okay, yeah. Uh, looking around a field. نقطة. Okay, done. After last image, in fact, fig caption. And then we have cats hate other cats. Okay, figure. Oh, sorry, fig caption. Why do I keep apologizing? I should have a counter for every time I say sorry. Okay. Um, okay, the strong element. Okay, so strong element is used to indicate that some text is of strong importance. So that's basically bold. Um, okay, so we can do this. Long, long, up, and then we can check. Yeah, that's basically bold. Okay, where we at? It's time to add new section. Add the third section below the second section. Okay. Right. What do you have here? Inside the section, create yeah h2, and then we have cat form. Okay, so that's the form. That's last. Should be at least the last. Why is this not clicking? Hey, click. Okay. See, my PC is responsive to audio commands. Okay, so the form element is used to get information after the cat form heading. Add a form element. Let's do this. Okay, so now we add an action attribute with the value of. Okay, so mhm. So basically this the action attribute indicates where form data should be sent. So whenever like you click on submit, you will basically submit or post the values to this path over here. So, yeah, you get something out of it now. Um, the input element allows you several ways to get data from. Okay, do this. So yeah, so they specified here like image elements, input elements are void elements. So void meaning they don't need to be closed. So basically we have a text field, but actually we don't have a text field yet. I mean, this is a text field by default, but we have to actually add a type to it because we can use it for something else. Okay, so we can use type and then just mention text as the value of type, and then this is now basically a text field. Okay, so here add the name attribute with the value cat photo URL. So, okay, so we add name cat photo URL. So here they've explained that with the name attribute and assign it a value, it represents the data being submitted, right? But this is okay, so it can be used, I guess, as a value for the submission, but uh, there's another attribute for that, ideally. Okay, so add a placeholder text for cat photo URL to the input element. Okay, so placeholder is basically the gray text that you have here, right? So let's do a placeholder, then we can write cat photo URL. So basically, now you get this placeholder over here, and then once you click, like you can type anything over here, and then like it just gives you a hint like what to expect over here, like an email, for example, or something. Okay, to prevent a user from submitting your form when required information is missing. Okay, so you need to add a required field. Attribute. Okay, you need to add a required attribute to an input. There's no need to set a value required attribute. Instead, just add the word attribute. Okay, so that works. Okay, so if I don't add anything and then submit. So for example, if I press enter here, aha, that's the required attribute. I don't have a button, but like enter works the same way. It's like a universal submit button, I guess, for everything. So yeah, add the button element with the text submit. So that's a separate button with the text submit, and it's not a void element. So that's like this. Okay. Do I need to add a name to it? Even though you've added a button below text input, they appear next to each other on the page. That's because both input and button elements are inline elements. Okay, so this is very important, right? Inline elements. Those concepts are like a bit vague for me, but basically, inline meaning, I mean, obviously it's like within the same line, right? So inline elements, that's a text field, that's an inline element. And if you add another inline element like right underneath it, so right under this button, like if I just add another button, since it's an inline element, yeah, so you can see here it's showing up to the side of this button, right? Basically, that will be helpful like in the coming lessons, but yeah, keep that in mind. Inline element. Okay, so we don't want this to be an inline element, so what do we do here? However, relying on default behavior may cause confusion at the type attribute and the value submit to the button. Okay, the button, okay. To make it clear that it's a submit button. Okay. Remember that an input element is a void element. Okay. So before the next, so before the text input. Sorry, I'm sleeping. Okay, add the radio button with the options set as indoor. Okay, so basically, yeah, the universal input tag, and before the text field, we have to basically create that. So let's do input type radio, and what do you have here? Indoor, 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 indoor. Oh, just before the text input, and okay, so you add a space and then indoor. Yeah, so here. Um, Labels. Okay, nest your radio button inside the label. Dash label. Is it like this? Oh no, it includes the text as well. So let's do that. So what am I supposed to do here? I hope to associate for an input element with the input. Right. So I think with this, you can click on the actual text over here. So I think without this label, let's do this. Can I do this? Yeah, so I can basically select the text, but it doesn't affect it. Like I have to actually physically click on the inside of the radio button to be clickable. But if I do this instead, I can click on the text. So add an ID attribute to the value indoor to the radio button, or the elements have multiple attributes. The order of the attribute doesn't matter. Yeah, so basically meaning like I can write this attribute like wherever and within the input element tag between the arrows basically. Okay, so indoor, we have an ID for it, so that can be used for later. Um, Create another radio button. So basically we're copying this thing over here because this is a button and this is another one. Okay, with the outdoor as the label. I can give the radio button an ID up outdoor. And then we have two, and those are basically inline elements as well, right? You can see them next to each other. Okay, name attribute with the value. What is this supposed to be? Okay. Notice that both attributes can be selected. Oh, at the same time. So that's not a radio button now. It's a checkbox basically, without the ability to uncheck it. Okay. So what we need to do here is to group them basically. Okay. Yeah. So basically, if we set them with the same name, it basically understands that those two radio buttons are grouped and only one of them should be selected, right? So we can add a name, indoor, outdoor attribute. for both of them, and that should allow us only to select one. Yes, okay. Add a value attribute to both radio buttons. Okay, it is the same. Don't understand what's needed here. If you select the indoor radio button and submit oh, we don't have values, we have names, right? And then there's labels. I forgot. Okay, so that's indoor, and that's indoor over here. Oh, outdoor. Sorry, I said it again, right? See, should have a counter. Wallah. Okay, so now step 50, the field set element is set to group related inputs and labels together in a web form. Ah, right. I remember this one. So it's field set, right? So you see here, right? So I didn't close it yet, but it's already there. So it already understands that I'm trying to group the next two elements available, and then yeah. So the button is out of the picture, however, because that's like underneath here, and we're only supposed to cover up those two. Okay, or group them. Okay, so field set elements are block level elements. Okay, so we know about inline elements, and now we have block level elements, meaning that they appear on a new line, right? So I don't know how to exactly explain this because it's like a box covering this whole thing. But yeah, I think if there would be like an element before, then like it wouldn't be next to it. It would be on its own. So it's a block, right? It falls on its own. Like it will always have nothing on its sides unless you've changed that somehow with your, I mean, CSS or styles probably. Okay. Um, Nest the indoor outdoor radio buttons within the field set. That we've already done this. Okay. The legend element acts as caption for the content in the field set element. So legend is a caption. What's that alt for the image? Huh, let me look this up. So an image with alternative text specified, right? So that's the required alt attribute specifies the alternate text for image if the image cannot be displayed. Okay, so it is what I explained. Okay, so that's correct. Yeah, because of slow connection or an error on the source attribute, or if the user uses a screen reader. Yeah. Okay, so if basically you have like a plugin or an extension that reads text on a web page, then it will actually read the edges as well, like in between, if that alt attribute is there. Interesting. Okay, so what do you have here? Legend element with the text is your cat an indoor or outdoor cat? Okay, where do I add this? Above both radio buttons. So that's here. Oh, yep. Why did I do this? Okay, so basically it's like a header for the field set. That's a legend. Okay. And next you're going to add some new form input elements. So add another field set element directly below the current field set element. Okay. So we're doing this set. Oh, come on. That's an empty field set. And then what do we have? Come on, how many? How many more? Intelligent element here. Okay, so that's the other legend over here. What else do we have here? So they want an input with type checkbox instead, and give it an option of logging. So I'm assuming we have to do it this way. Yep. Okay, so add an ID attribute to the and a value with the value of the, no, that's just an ID, right? Okay, so that's ID. Then now we have to nest it in a label again for the click convenience, I guess. Nope, wait. Element and a label element for attribute. Associate the text. Okay, what's a for attribute? For breakfast. Okay. Oh, we have to separate them. No, wait. Okay, I have to read this. There is another way to associate an input element to text with the element itself. Okay, you can nest the text with the label element and add a for attribute with the same value as the input element's ID. Okay. So basically, we're not doing this anymore. That was the old approach. Now we have to do it this way. Label with the dubbing, I guess. We can have them separate. So this is just showcasing like another approach of doing this. And then you can use for, which is it's fine, I guess, if this is your way of doing it. Okay, so you use for and then you use the same ID. Now it's basically associated to it, right? No? Should be wrapped in a label. Oh yeah, I mean this one. Because now we have to. No? Am I doing this wrong? What am I doing wrong here? For breakfast. That's for loving, and ID is loving. This is a checkbox. Okay. I'll take it slow. My brain's not functioning. There's another way to associate an input element's text with the element itself. You can nest the text within the label element and add a for attribute with the same value. So I was just reading this. Am I missing something? ID on tag. So what's wrong? The text logging should be wrapped in a label. Is it a space? Come on. Sorry guys, had a phone call. Okay, so back to this. Let's read it from the start. Sorry, I just feel like I'm missing something. I just don't know what. Maybe it's the space. Or what's the issue here? Breakfast. That's what I do. I just don't read. Here's an example of using the for attribute associated. Okay, nesting only the text logging with the checkbox by nesting only the text logging in the label element and giving it appropriate for attribute. Okay, so there, that's the appropriate for attribute, and that's the label, the text, and that's the text box. Why doesn't it pass? The text logging should be wrapped on the label element. It is already. Are we joking? Is it below? Should it be below? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, okay, that makes sense because now it looks nice. But and anyway, let's go on. I need to finish this. Okay, so add the name attribute with the value personality to the checkbox element, which is this one. So name equals personality. Um, Label. Well, you won't notice anything, yeah, because it's page submit. Then what do we have here? Um, Add another checkbox after the one you just added. The ID attribute value should be lazy, and the name attribute. Also add a label element to the right, the new checkbox. Why should it be to the right? Because it's basically the same thing, so I'm just gonna do this. And then the ID should be lazy, and the type is a checkbox, and the name should be, the value should be the same as the last checkbox, so that's the same as the previous one. And the label would be lazy, and we can switch this for lazy. Let's try this. It works, and we have both loving and lazy. Add a final checkbox, and then this is called energetic. So let's do this. Copy, paste, and then we switch everything to energetic. And then here, energetic. And then we have this. Okay. So now we have three checkboxes. Okay. Like radio buttons, form data for selected checkboxes are name slash value attribute pairs. Yeah, meaning like they are grouped as if they have the same name. Right? While value attribute is optional, it's best practice to include it with any checkbox or radio buttons on the page. Okay, so add value attribute to each checkbox for convenience. Set each checkbox value attribute the same value as its ID. Okay, so we have IDs here, so we do value equals loving, and then we have another ID right here. So let's do value equals lazy. And then we have value equals energetic. Okay, so you have the values now. In order to make the checkbox or checked or radio button selected by default, you need to add the checked. Oh, okay. So basically, we need to have one that's checked already. So there's no need to set value for to the checked attribute. Instead, just add our checked. Make the first radio button and the first checkbox selected by default. So basically, we have the first radio button, which is this one. We'll just add checked, and then we have the first checkbox. We'll just add checked. Okay, so it's like pre-checked already. 62. Are we there yet? Okay. The footer. Okay, we're getting somewhere. The footer element is used to define after the main element, add a footer element. Footer Basically, that was it, right? There was a form at the end, and then NSTP element. Okay. No, copy, write, oh, not equals freecodecamp.org within the footer element. Okay, that's already done. And then turn the existing FreeCodeCamp.org text into a link. So basically, that's an anchor tag. Href equals. Okay, /a, and then notice that everything you've added to the page, the var is inside the body element or page content elements. That should be rendered to the page inside the body. Okay, however, the head element is used. Okay, so they want me to create a head element over here. Do this. Okay, and within this head element, yeah, so we can add a title, um, cat photo app. So this is basically visible on the tab title, basically. This is it, basically. So notice that everything is netted to HTML. Okay, you can also specify what do you want to add the lang attribute. So whenever there's an attribute, you just add equals and then double quotes. And yeah, so yeah, let's start off. The document should be doc type HTML. This is void element, I believe. Yeah, it is. And I think we're done, right? No, we're not done. Okay, so meta tag up attribute. Okay, no, the meta, it's a void. Okay, inside the head method. Okay, it's not attribute. I was just reading. I wasn't reading. UTF hyphen 8. Okay, so that's basically like how the browser would interpret the page characters, I believe, right? So UTF-8 is like a unified ASCII um, numbers for characters. It's like a basically a certain standard for reading characters. All right, done. So we just completed Learn HTML by building a cat photo app. All right, that's it for today. We took what 54 minutes. So yeah, it takes time, but we'll get there. See you tomorrow, probably, with learning basic CSS by building a cafe menu. Yeah, see you. Bye.